All right, everybody, I am back with, okay, this is just screwy. So I am back with a project that I did actually record an intro to, but that never got to you guys. And then I ended up not filming. And so then the update is late. So we're like 2 months in and you're now getting a video from me because I'm a complete goofball, apparently. So before we get into this project, and I will tell you what all I am doing, I'm going to ask you to please do all of the things. You know what they are. So this is a project I was super excited about, knew I was going to do, and then things went kablooey. So this is The Power of Pan Will Set Us Free. This is the charm themed project. It was created by Nikki Pearson, and she did this as a Fantastic Ladies collab. Now you're going to find all the info about all of that to get to Nikki and to get to the Fantastic Ladies in my description box, okay? So there will be links down there. This started October 7th of 2023. Yeah, I'm way off here. And it is a year-long project, so it will end October 7th of 24. Supposed to have monthly updates. Now, there are 22 prompts total. We could do everything all at once. We could do it rolling style where we did like 5 or 6 at a time. And I seem to have created my own way of doing things where I just every month bring things in no matter what I've gotten done because otherwise I don't get to everything. So I started this originally. I thought I was like, oh, we'll start with 5 or 6 and I'll be fine and it'll be no big deal. But I was a month late and then I didn't get an update. And so you're getting it all in one. All right. Let's just start with what I originally, when I did film the intro, bring into the project. And I'll tell you where I am with all of that business. Then we're going to go on to what I'm going to bring in because I'm bringing in more because I'm me. So, and then we got Emmy snoring again. Oh, Lucy's on the, can we see Lucy? She's on the other couch. There she is. Okay, there's your Lucy cameo because that was not exactly a pleasant thing to do. That hurt. I hit the chair. That hurt. Okay, to begin with, all of these prompts are after a character or some, I'm pretty sure they're all characters in the Charmed series, which is awesome. Now, I have not seen every single Charmed episode, but I have seen most of them, and I know I have seen the first several seasons. So this is something that I actually was very interested. Like I said, I was really excited to do this, and I'm like falling down on the job, and just we are way off. But, so for the character of Piper, whose magical skill is to freeze, it's an anti-aging product. I think Nikki did great with these prompts, by the way. These are just so awesome. All right, so what I did is I brought in this little sample. This is a Sunday Riley product. This is the Luna Sleeping Night Oil. And it's just a little, I don't know why I still have the box because I'm almost done with the oil. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see through. I am down here on the bottom. So this is only going to last me a few more days. It's only a 0.17 ounce. It's only got 5 milliliters of product. And it's got the little dropper. And let's see if I can get in here. It's green, you guys. It's green. Okay, so is the bottle. So I didn't realize the product was green at first, which was kind of cool. Problem being that it is some kind of a retinoid. And I hate those products. I don't like them. I don't like using them. They scare me to an extent. And this stuff stinks. Like, it smells bad. It, for some reason, roll with me on this one. If you have ever smelled an open box of expired Kraft macaroni and cheese where it is so stale that it smells funny, that's what that smells like to me. So putting that on my face at night is a joy. And I don't really like I said, I don't like retinoid products. I don't like the whole peeling thing, and I already have dry skin issues. And yeah, I'm using it. I'll finish it. I don't like it, but I'm doing it. The other thing that I have, and I don't even know what the original order was, and I didn't put numbers on these because I'm a goofball. Sorry. So I'm just going to go down the row. The next thing I have in my order is P3, the power of three. So it's a trio of products. Well, one of the things I decided to get for myself was this Benefit Teary Cheeks palette. And this is a trio. It does have a mirror, so we're going to keep that little thing covered so that I don't blind you. And we have got okay, it is the Hoola Bronzer, the Shelly Blush, and the Cookie Highlighter. I had never used, I'd only had samples of Shelly. I didn't have one, and it is not the same spelling as my name. I had never used Cookie, which I love. And Hoola is a little bit dark for me, but if I go light-handed, I can work it out. I guess I realized, but I didn't consciously realize how much product was in this palette, but you know, whatever. So we have got the bronzer, blush, and highlighter. And what I did was, because there are 22 prompts that she gave us, I put this in for 22 uses. You're going to see a theme. I did a lot of stuff for 22 uses. Okay, can you see all three of those on my hand? I don't even know if they're visible. Like I said, the lighting does not do me any favors around here. So, you know, we've talked about that. We've talked about all of my technological issues ad nauseum, because they just don't stop. Anyway, I actually met my goal. So here's what we had. For the bronzer, I had 8 uses. I had 8 uses on the blush, but I only had 7 on the highlighter, which is funny because I think Cookie Highlighter is my favorite of the 3 products. So I'm not sure why that one got, I think I had other highlighters and projects, and that's why. So this I actually did completed. This is a finished prompt. It is my first one for this project. So it is a rollout. Yay me. I got 1 out of 22 done. I'm only 2 months late in getting you a video. It's all good. The next thing is not well, it actually is almost its own character, despite not being a live thing. It is Book of Shadows. So this is a no pan left behind eyeshadow palette. For that, I brought in the Lure palette from Blend Bunny. This was the palette that set my shorts on fire from this company, where I'm like, that's the one. That's my color story. That's what I want. So this is what you're getting. Okay, let's see if I can get it in frame. These are the shades. I'll try and do it without the lights. There we go. So basically, this one is done by columns. So we've got like the pink, dusty, rose to brown to black. Kind of a look, kind of not a look, but I have used all of those shades. Then we have this actual green row with going down to the deep forest green. And I have used, column, not row, sorry, column. I've used that column. Then we've got the purpley pinks, because this is pink. It's like that orchid, which you guys see me wear constantly. I wear that color clothing. I wear that color makeup. That is a great color for me, and I love it. And we go down to a pretty good purple down here. I have used that column. Then we've got, which I call the teal and green, because it's a little bit of a bluish in my opinion, despite this being a lot more green and that really being a bluish green. Anyway, I've gotten these 3 used, but I didn't use that shimmer shadow when I used the palette. I was actually working with a different color combination. So that one I still have to do. And then the one you'd think that I would knock out of the park immediately is the actual pink column. And it ends in almost like it's not a Merlot. It's not really a super deep burgundy. I would guess this maybe a cranberry. But still a color that is totally in my wheelhouse as far as things that I do like to work with. I haven't used that yet. I don't know if I'm like, in my head, I think I'm saving it for a special outfit or special look or something. I don't know why. So that one's not done. But then we've got the blue column. That I think was one of the first ones I did. So that one's not done. So all I have left on this is this column here and this single shimmer shade there. So I will get this one done. Now, I did did take pictures of the looks, I think for most, if not all of them. With my issues, what this is going to end up being is when I get all of the looks completed, I will actually throw it up on my Instagram. My Instagram is always in my description box, and I will tell you right now, I never use my Instagram unless I'm doing some kind of specific challenge. I very rarely put anything on there because I'm lazy and I just don't get to it. I can't keep up with the people I'm following on Instagram. But I will throw it over there. And when I do, when that is completed and it's been up there, I will let you know, just so that for the purposes of you being able to find that inspiration, find the photos. Images is what I was thinking, just didn't come out of my mouth, right? All right, onward. The next one that I have in is Kohl Balthazar. So this is a double-sided product. For that, I brought in this old Ulta freebie eyeliner that I had gotten. We have the bronze side, which is really pretty, by the way. I really like it. And we have the plum side. These are not my favorite pencils. I mean, it's a nice color. It is pretty. They both are. But this is not my favorite kind of pencil. And like I said, it was a freebie thing that came in something, so I wasn't too like psyched about, oh yeah, I need to use that. I like my retractable ones better than a lot of these. I'm just not a huge fan of the Ulta Beauty wooden pencils. But I decided I would do each side 3 times. And I've done the bronze all 3, but I haven't done the plum at all yet. So yeah, we're still working on this one. Okay. Then Chris, a product you'd travel back in time to tell your former self about. And this is a credit for Makeup Obsessed. That's who came up with this one. And with that, the thing that back in the day when I was a kid, we didn't have was bronzer. So like, now this is the very first bronzer I ever got and the first one I ever used. And when I am done with it here, it's actually rolling into no, it's not rolling into another project. You saw me sample this for you from another version of it I needed to demo. That's what it was. So this is my very first one. This is very old. There is a huge pan in it. I put this in for 22 uses. Now I have gotten 13 so far, and that's what it looks like. This is actually a little bit dark for me, but like I said, it was the very first one I ever did or ever got, and I got it from the person that worked at the NARS counter in Bloomingdale's at the Mall of America in Minnesota. I had this great person that worked there that I really liked. And honestly, he hooked me up with all kinds of different things that I love. That's where a lot of my really old NARS stuff comes from, is from him. This is way too dark for me. I have to be light-handed with this. The reason that there is as much of a dip in this as there is, not only have I had it for a million years, but one of the nieces used it for her wedding. It was one of the things that she had forgotten to bring, and I was like, here, use mine. And she definitely has a much deeper skin tone than me, so she was able to actually use a lot more of it than me. So she helped me achieve this pan. That was not something that I did on my own. I'm just happy to have a pan because this is a big product. So I am still working on that. I will keep it in. I will let you know when I hit my goal. But like I said, I got to be a little bit light. Otherwise I start to look like I've been fake tanning, essentially. All right, then Billy, a new product. For that, I brought in, yeah, eventually you're going to get to the things that I've been hauling in, the empties and all that crap. But I brought in this. This is the MAC Holiday Gleamscape Extra Diminished Skin Finish. So this was this year's holiday release, and I wanted it, so I got it. I think I used points, and I had a coupon. It's gorgy. Look at that beautiful snowflake. And I don't know if, okay, that just blinds you. Can you see the color shift? I don't know if you can. It's a gold pink. And I have worn this. So I got it in for 22 uses. I've used it 4 times. I have not worn the way the imprint. That's what it looks like on the finger. And, okay, yeah, you can see the shine. I don't know if you can see all the sparkle, and I don't know if you can see a shift. I can, looking at it, but I don't know that that shows up on camera for me. So we have got plenty of uses, but I have got a lot of highlighters and projects. So this one's going to stick around for a while. Then the Nexus, a neutral eyeshadow or lipstick. And for that, I went with a neutral eyeshadow. So I brought in my very last one of these. And you can see the dip. This was actually brand new when I brought it in, and I've already got a huge dip in it. This is an old Mary Kay eyeshadow. It is in Spun Silk. It is my all-time favorite eyeshadow that I ever had from Mary Kay. I used it for a million years daily. This is my jam. This is my color. It's the perfect setting shade for my eye base. And with these old eyes, you got to be careful. You have to have things set down or you just get skips. So this is what I used all the time. And this is my very last one of these, and they don't make it anymore. So I won't be getting any more. And I put this in brand new. I put this in for 22 uses. I have gotten 12 on this, and I have that big of a dip in the pan already. So I'm going to make some really good progress with my 22, and I may even change it to, depending on where we end up, we'll see where I'm at 22, but we may change that and just finish the pan. We'll see. All right, so that was what I had told you in the first video that I did for this project that you never saw. So I only have one completed prompt. I've got work on everything. This is obviously going to be done for the next one. I will try to get this done for the next one. What else is going to be done? I don't know. I have no idea, but we'll get there. Thank goodness this one's a year long because I am just struggling. The last couple months have been, as you guys well know. But on to new and happy thoughts. So the things that I am bringing in this month, this episode, this episode, I'm bringing in PHOEBE, and her gift is Premonition. So this is something you predict you will love using. This was an easy one for me. I have wanted this. It's been on my list for 2 years, a year and a half or 2 years. And I had just not gotten it. And I thought, no, I get other lip products. I use a lot of lip products. So they did that 30% off fresh sale. And I went, you know what? I've gotten almost everything I want, everything I need. I've gotten more than I need. I've gotten extra. I've got backups. I like a lot of the fresh products. I'm going to go ahead and do this at 30% off instead of just like the regular 20 that I could get at Sephora or Ulta. They did a 30% on the brand at Sephora, and I'm like, yep, that's it. I'm getting it. So well, you just saw me open the box. I am going to put this in just for 10 uses, just to try it. I have a lot of other lip products I'm working on, but watermelon is one of my all-time favorite flavors. Ever since I was a kid. I used to love watermelon gum. It used to make my mom crazy. She can't stand the smell of watermelon gum because of my childhood. So I'm going to just bring this in for the 10 uses just so I can try it because I'm sure I'm going to love it. And I don't want to fall in love with this to the exclusion of the other things I should be working on. So that's the plan, everybody. Got to restrict yourself occasionally. Then the next thing I'm bringing in is for Prue, whose gift is Telekinesis. So something you want to move out of your collection. And that is this. I have one of these. I had gotten a Rituals Advent Calendar, and this is a couple of years ago. This is still around, and I haven't used it yet. This is the Ritual of Karma, and this is their mild body scrub paste, so it's an exfoliator. So I thought, well, okay, I should just use this and get it out of the collection because I don't need it. I've gotten through most of the rest of the Rituals products, and I'd like to just be done with them because they're getting old. So this is going to come into completion, and it is starting at 78 grams. Ouch. I moved my wrist wrong. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't have a seal, but I have not used it at all. So this will go into the shower. Then, Barbas. Something you're afraid to pan. This is the other product that I still have remaining, and there's a reason. So this is obviously a Rituals product. These are the last two out of everything I've had. And you're going to see a bunch of the stuff in the empties. Some you've seen from the past, but there's a bunch more that I'm trying to run this through. So this is the Ritual of Samurai. This is an ice shower gel. This is a cooling product. That's the absolute last thing I want to be doing, is using something cold in my shower in the morning. So yeah, I'm afraid to pan this one because I have a feeling I'm going to hate every second of having to use it. This, these are both 2.3 ounce, 70 milliliter bottles. This one though, the shower gel is a little bit heavier. It weighs in at 81 grams. So into the shower, that will also go. Well, let's hope I don't mix them up and like try and lather myself up with the scrub and, you know, try and exfoliate with the shower gel. But either way, so those are going to go into the shower. We're going to have them in until completion, however long that may be. Then the last one I am bringing in this time is Abraxas, and this is a duplicate item. And honestly, I didn't realize until today that I had a duplicate of this. I'm used to getting things, especially if they're on sale or whatever. I'll get two if they're little things, and then I have them in both houses. So I was looking for one of my eyeliners and realized that I had two of these down here. So I have a duplicate item of this. This is the Sephora retractable waterproof eyeliner. This one is in 19 Shimmer Navy. I had another one in the drawer with the plastic still on. So I don't know if I have it in Minnesota or not, or if I accidentally bought it twice at one of the places and didn't realize it. So I threw it in the bag to go back to Minnesota. We'll see. I am going to bring this in, and you can't see any shimmer when I put it on. You can very rarely see shimmer even when I use it under my lower lash line. Occasionally you get a couple of little sparkles, but it's not super glittery. So this is coming in for 10 uses. And it does have the smudger. Oh, it has the sharpener on one part of the end and then the smudger on the other part of the end. And I truthfully very rarely use either, so I didn't even remember that was there. All right, that's everything I'm bringing into the project. That is where we are at, everything you missed the first time around. Now, because you never saw the other video, what I am giving you for the music moment is actually the song How Soon Is Now. Until I started looking into this, I did not realize that it was not the Smiths version that is used for the theme song for the first, I don't know how many seasons, I don't remember. It is actually a cover of the Smiths song by another band that they used for the soundtrack. Well, actually, it's been on the two of the soundtracks from the show, because there's a Book of Shadows soundtrack and a like Charmed soundtrack, and the cover version is the one that's on there, and it is the one that is used in the intro to the episodes for, like I said, I don't remember how many seasons. Now, this is a song that is originally by the band The Smiths. Now, they're an English band, you know all this, blah, blah, blah. They were huge in the 80s. This song was written by Morrissey and Johnny Marr. Johnny Marr is the guitarist. Morrissey's the lead singer. Morrissey's done solo stuff. We've talked about Morrissey before. This was written with two other songs in about a 4-day span that they had gotten together to do some songs, and it involved a lot of herbal refreshment, from what the guy said. The original full-length version of this song is upwards of 7 minutes. There are so many weird things about this song from the Smiths that it is insane. And I think that's because that's where it all starts. So the cover version is great, and we're going to talk, a few other people have done covers too. But knowing the song itself, and like I said, I didn't realize it wasn't the Smiths version because I guess I hadn't paid attention. I knew the music. And so I'm like, oh, I know that song. That song is one of my favorites by the Smiths. Not my all-time favorite, but one of my absolute favorite of all time by the Smiths is Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want, which was also written at the same time this song was written. So this originally was called Swamp. And it is kind of based on a lot of things, some of it being like old blues music, like Bo Diddley, which isn't necessarily, Bo Diddley is a little more rockin' than I think of normal traditional blues stuff. But anyway, and it's actually been compared to some of that later after it was done too. And they noodled around with it, and it kind of became this thing where then when they were done with it, they were very happy. And they were very happy even with it at 7 minutes. Now, here's where the problems start coming in, and it's the record label. So that they had asked the label, please hold on to this song, save it for an A-side of a single release. And the record company or the label or whatever decided that they were going to completely disregard the artist's wishes on this. And they put it out as the B-side for William, It Is Really Nothing. Get the words out there. It was really nothing. It is really nothing. Wait, now I got to look because now I don't remember. It was really nothing. That's the actual title. I know these things when I don't think, but if I have to think about it, then I start screwing up the words and second guessing myself. So that came out in 84. Now, it ends up on the compilation album, Hatful of Hollow, on the US, Canadian, Australian, and Warner UK editions on Mita's Murder. Don't you love how that works? So it's actually not put out the way they want, showing up with a song that is on a different album than where this track ends up, and then it's on different tracks of it. So this song gets out there. It actually starts gaining that college underground fan base and starts becoming one of the most requested songs for those DJs that do request shows. So then they start deciding that they're going to release it this way, they're going to release it that way, they're doing all this stuff. So it gets released belatedly as a single in the UK in 1985. Okay, all fine and well and good. But it hits number 24 on the UK singles chart only. They re-release it in 92 where it reaches number 16. Everybody is surprised that this is not breaking top 10, that this is not their best-selling single. The band, the critics, the DJs. The problem is this thing was released so many ways, so many formats, and not tied specifically to hey, this is the first single off our album, that it can't gain traction properly because it's been so out there in so many ways that it's not like, hey, we're putting out a single. It's going to be the first single off of this album. Here you go. Here's your release. That didn't happen. And that screwed them as far as chart performance. See what I mean? So because of it not having the whole concentrated focus and because of them going, oh, they kind of treated it as a throwaway. And the sad thing is it kept happening. So not only did it kind of get screwed up for a release, but they did do a video for this song. Okay, now the video has got some cool different things in it. It's got Johnny Marr teaching Morrissey like how to play guitar. It's got some live clips of the band playing. And then there's this scene, or part of the video, is of this girl dancing in this industrial area. Now, the girl isn't credited. I don't know who it is. I can't find the information. I don't know if anyone knows who she is. I mean, I know somebody does, but I don't know, like, even if the band knows. I don't know where the footage came from. I've got nothing. And so it's this weird mashup of these different things. When the guys in the band saw the video, they were like, you aren't serious. Please tell me you're not really releasing this. This is so not us. And the thing is, this song was already like this whole new avenue for the band's sound. So they were like so horrified by what they had done for a video because I don't think the guys were involved in it. I mean, they had no creative say in any of this. It was presented to them. And they were just like, oh my God, please don't do this. And it's like, this is abysmal. We hate everything about this. And there was a comment about, this isn't representative of us. Why are you doing this? And the record label basically kind of came back and said, well, then maybe you're not at the right place. Basically, they turned around and said, screw you. We don't care about you. We're going to do what we want anyway. And we don't care what you think, despite the fact that you're the one who actually created the song. So insulting. So yeah, they were not happy. They didn't want to be associated with any of that. Now, the fans love this song. It is one of their most requested, most played when they were doing the Smiths were doing their thing. This was way up there, length and all. It has been covered so many times. So let's talk about, I think I've talked about everything about the Smith version that I wanted to make sure that I talked about. if you want more information on it, you can go look it up if you want to actually know like which Bo Diddley songs it was compared to, which one it was inspired by, and like the notes and how they did, because they focused on a specific chord. And I mean, it's so that like when Mar was doing the guitar part of all of this, he was kind of like experimenting essentially to kind of see where it went, and this is what came out. So there's background on all of that, but I don't play guitar, so you know I don't give you too much of that because I don't know enough to speak intelligently about it. So lyrically, now this was the other thing I did want to tell you about the Smiths version. The whole song has couplets, and the subject of the song is about a person who can't find a way to overcome this crippling shyness and find a partner, a relationship. So there are these couplets, and it was adapted from a line in George Eliot's Middlemarch: to be born the son of a Middlemarch manufacturer and inevitable heir to nothing in particular. So the verse of the song is, I am the son and the heir of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the son and heir of nothing in particular. So that's where that lyric came from. And apparently Morrissey did this whole lyric thing after he had gotten the track in like 2 takes or something insane. So then the chorus part is, you shut your mouth. How can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am human and I need to be loved just like everybody else does. And that actually had something to do. So music journalist John Savage commented that the song's lyrics were evocative of contemporary Manchester gay club culture, and it's built around the oscillating guitar chord, blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of different things that went on with that, but those 2 parts are actually specifically referenced as being significant for those reasons. All right. So on and on and on with all of that. Now let's get to, oh, did I tell you about the 7-inch release and the 12-inch release? And yeah, like I said, it was released a million ways. It was ridiculous. Talked about the video. And then let's get to the version that is actually from Charmed, is by Love Split Love. That's the name of the band. And this is a splinter group from the Psychedelic Furs in about 85, when they came about and splintered off. What happened was the people who did the movie The Craft, where this song and the Love Split Love version is used, they approached these guys to do this recording. And at first they weren't sure they were going to, but then they did go ahead and do it, and it was released as a single from the movie soundtrack. So that's where you're first getting the prominence of it. Then it became the theme song for the Charmed TV show, but it was remixed for the show and has different instrumentation and vocals. So we're varying even from the cover for the Charmed part of it. And like I said, it came out on the soundtrack and the Book of Shadows. It did chart in the US for Love Split Love based on that version of it. It hit the top 10 on the Billboard Top Soundtracks charts in the US for both Charmed soundtracks. Does that make sense? Hopefully you're following. So it's this huge 90s pop culture thing now where it's just kind of an iconic thing. It also ended up in the movie Cruel Intentions and the film The Craft and the novel Eleanor and Park. I've read that by Eleanor, I want to say Rigby, and then I'm not sure if it's Ridgeby or Rigby. I will try and pop it across the screen because I'm mixing it up with Eleanor Rigby now from the Beatles. Crap. I will get her proper name for Eleanor and Park and put it on the screen for you. All right. Inner Sanctum also did a version of this, which hit number 6 on the Canadian dance charts in 98. So see, we're charting different times, different versions, different all over. But it's hitting charts. I just wish it had done better for the Smiths originally. Okay, then we also have got Snake River Conspiracy's version, which was a pretty good hit. Tattoo did it. And Tattoo is a very interesting band. If I can find a version of them doing it, I'll link it below along with a Smiths that horrible video from the Smiths. I don't know if there's a Love Split Love video, but if I can find that, I'll link that down below. I've always thought tattoo was kind of cool, and they're not together anymore, and they're just interesting. It's two women, basically, that got put together to do some of this music, and some of their stuff is pretty cool, in my opinion. But they have done solo stuff since, and I don't know any of that stuff, and I'm not super familiar. They're Russian, I believe, so I don't know a lot about their other stuff. Other people would be much better versed to speak about that than I am. I just came across and went, okay, this is kind of cool, and started noodling around on YouTube to see what all I could find out about them, and they were cool. I think they were a Eurovision thing too. That might be part of it. In addition, okay, this one I do remember, and this screws me up every time we're doing Name That Tune. It's a weird thing. My husband will go, who is this? And I'll be like, this is this, you know. There is a band called Soho that in the 90s, or in 1990, I think, had a top 10 song called Hippie Chick. And there's a part of Hippie Chick in the beginning that sounds so much like How Soon Is Now that when I would hear it on the radio, I would have to like listen to the song a little longer to figure out which one it was. I'm going to see if I can find Hippie Chick and link it below too, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But they actually had gotten permission to sample How Soon Is Now, the guitar track. So this is a authorized mix of that, and that's why it stumps me when I first hear the opening part of it to figure out which song it is. All right. Now, other indie bands, 100 Reasons have done it, Quicksand, Everclear, and the Meatmen apparently have covered it. The band Paradise Lost from Britain has covered it. The Crying Spell. There's a new cover version by AG featuring Dressage for The Crown, the Netflix series The Crown. There's something in the trailer. Okay, a new cover version by AG featuring Dressage, parentheses, The Smiths, popped up in the season 4 trailer for the Netflix series The Crown, bringing the song back to the spotlight after the success of Tattoo's version. There you have it. I'm going to find as many versions as I can down there. Like I said, this is not a short song, so it might take you a while to get through. But check out a couple of the different, I'm not going to do every cover version, but I am going to do the Love Split Love one. I'm going to include Hippie Chick by Soho, and I'm going to try and find Tattoo's version along with the Smiths. So there's going to be a few versions of this song, a bonus song for you, some fun stuff. All down in the description box. In addition to the Fantastic Ladies and the amazing Nikki Pearson, who came up with this project. I think she's IG only. I'm not sure. It's going to be in the description box. You guys go figure that out for yourselves, because it'll be down there for you to find. All right. That is what I have got for you. If you want to find other people's version, hashtag Power of Pan 2023. That's all in there too. Thank you for giving me your time and letting me go off and jack up the project, because, like I said, apparently that's the way I'm doing things at the end of this calendar year. All right, until next time, everybody, see ya. Bye.